Hi again. So we're gonna do a bit of a before we start. Uh, you know, Wherever you want to do your practice, whether it's on a mat or on a carpeted floor, just always find a nice spot that could be gentle for your knees or your entire body, I should say. um, anyways, yeah. So feel free to grab your mat, grab some props with you if you have them. If you don't, that's totally okay. I use yoga blocks, but you can also use some books, or if you don't have a strap, you're feel free to use a belt. I don't think I'm gonna be using the strap, so I think we're good. Unless I change my mind and I go for it. Anyways, we're gonna do some wrist exercises every time when we want to start your flow. You just want to make sure your wrists are active, and just because we tend to put a lot of weight on our wrists when we do certain poses, and it's good to wake up these like little muscles that we have. Anyways, um, we're gonna sit down crisscross. I'm like thinking about my kids. Crisscross applesauce. Anyways, so just begin to make some circles one way and then the other way. I feel like I'm going way too fast, so I'm just gonna pace myself. Beautifully done. All right. We're gonna kind of give ourselves like a high five. Actually, you know what? Instead of doing that, we're gonna go on tabletop position. Okay. All right. I'm gonna show you some other wrist exercise that we can do before we start with our flow. So have your hands, spread your fingers wide, high-fiving the floor, and begin to like put all your weight forward and then all your weight back, like so. Awesome. Forward and back. Beautifully done. Going back and forth. Now this time, I want you to bring your fingers, like twist your hand over like this and bring your fingers going towards you, like so. Same thing on the other side. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm just going a little slightly back forward and then, or back and then going forward. Just being mindful of your body. If this is too much for you, you can do it the other way. Also, if you like to do sideways, you can do sideways as well. Yeah. Now let's just do some circles, but having your fingers away from you. I'm just going, making some circles with our wrists. Lovely. Doing it on one way, and then we're going to do it on the other way. Excellent. Beautifully done. Now that we're on our tabletop position, we're going to do some like a dynamic workout. Warm up, I should say. Be on tabletop. Have your toes not tucked in, just tucked out. Raise your chest all the way up to the sky. Cow pose. And look towards your belly. Inhale. Exhale. just begin to do your own pace. Your cat and your cow. Make sure you're not drooping. Make sure your elbows are not elbows. Your shoulders are not going over your ears. And begin to go into tabletop. Now that you're in your tabletop, tuck in your toes. We're going to extend our right leg out. Tap it out like that, like so. And we're going to bring our left arm out. And then we're going to begin to do some crunches. We're going to tap our knee with our elbow a few times, okay? Again, if in your practice, if this is too much for you, this variation is too much for you, just being in this pose for a few breaths is still good. If not, if you want to do like the crunches, you can follow along with me. I don't know if you can see. Okay. Hopefully that works. We're going to inhale our arm up. Inhale our arm and leg out, like so. And then exhale, touch. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Going back to our table, finding our left hand down, our right knee down. And just shake off if you put so much weight. This is what I mean. So it's always good to do like wrist warm-ups as well. But anyways, yeah, so next time, like now I'm moving on to my other side, I want to be mindful of not to put all my weight onto one side. Because now I'm going to have my left hand down, so I need to make sure all the weight is going into all of the points of my body, if that makes sense. So anyway, so we're just going to extend our left foot back, so having tucked toes in, and then we're going to do the opposite arm out. Our right arm will be out now, and we're just going to tap our elbow with our knee. A few breaths here. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. And now again, if you feel like you're losing balance, you can have your toes on the ground. It's totally okay. If not, if you still want it up, 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 you can. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Now we're going to bring back our right hand down, our left knee down, and we're going to go into our first child's pose. As a reminder, we want to have that beautiful V, and you want to make sure your upper torso goes down to the ground. So make sure you have your bottom tapping your bottom tapping your heels of your feet. And then with intention, slowly move forward, having your head through the ground. And just remember to always take breaths in now. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. Slowly come out of your child's pose into a tabletop. Once you are in your position of your tabletop, we're going to be doing knees, chest, and chin. So going from child's pose, and we're going to slowly go onto our knees, having your toes tucked in, bringing down your chest and your chin, like so. Have your hands right, like kind of underneath where your shoulders are. Try to make sure your elbows are like tucked in towards your upper torso. Inhaling and then exhaling into cobra. Now you go baby cobra, or you can fully go to cobra. Lovely. And we're going to do that one more time, or a few more times. And then going back into child's pose. Lovely. Exhale back into our tabletop. Again, going back to knees, chest and chin. Exhaling to cobra. Bringing our hips all the way back into our child's pose. Beautifully. Exhale back into our table. Doing knees, chest and chin. Exhaling into cobra. Or inhaling. When you go up, it's inhale, exhale when you go down. So inhale, and then exhale back into child pose. Lovely. Inhale back up to center, tabletop, knees, chest and chin. Exhaling down, inhaling into cobra. So exhale down when you do knees, chest and chin. Inhale when you go back up. And then back to our child's pose. Lovely. Come out of your child's pose and into a easy seat. Okay. Beautifully done. Place your palms onto your knees. Give yourself a little nice massage. So I know sometimes when we do child's pose, like sometimes you'll feel it right here where your knee is underneath that part. A nice little massage. Massage yourself is always a great thing. Anyways, back to our easy seat. So we're going to do a nice stretch, an overhead stretch. So we're going to reach our arms all the way up to the sky. Look up, look up. Cross leg. I forgot how do you cross. Like, find each other's hands, hold each other's hands. And we're going to lean towards our right side, bringing our arm down, and then just slightly looking over our left, looking underneath our left armpit. Beautifully. Back to center. Nice. Exhaling down your other side, looking up, chest to the sky. Beautifully done. And back to center. Awesome. Bring prayer hands right through. Lovely. Well done. So that's our dynamic warm-up. And now we're going to go into a flow. So we're going to go back on our knees. We're going to sit on our hero pose. So feel free if you have it. If you don't, let me move back a little bit. Okay. Well. Oh, jeez. Okay, I think I got it. All right. Well, you got it. Anyways, sitting on your hero's pose, but I would also recommend using a block. So if like your bottom can't really touch your toe, your your heels of your feet. That's totally okay. Just make sure you bring it back there and just have a moment right here. Just sit on your hero's pose. And we're just doing like 5 breaths here. We're gonna exhale. So it seems like I might be needing might be using my straps. So if you don't have one, you can just quickly grab one. If not, that's okay. I think I might be using one for a pose. We'll see how it goes. Kind of rhymed. Anyways, inhale and exhale. We're gonna go back to tabletop. And like what we did earlier in our dynamic warm-up, we're gonna be doing again like I don't remember the name of the pose. I think it's called bird dog. Not 100% sure. Anyway, so we're gonna go tabletop. Our toes will be untucked, so they'll be pointing behind us. We're gonna raise our left arm out and our right leg all the way out. And we're going to bend our right knee and try to grab our ankle with our left hand. So again, if you need a strap, you can use it. I'm gonna use it. So 1 second. So I'm going to start with my right. So we're going to start with my right leg out. Okay. Going tabletop, extending our right leg out, our left arm out, bending our right leg, and then just like I'm gonna use my strap, and I'm just gonna use it from here because I want it like I don't want to go sloppy, like I don't want to be on one side or the other side. What I want to do is try to center it more, align it more like this. Again, like in my practice, I'm still not there yet. So we're just gonna do a few breaths here. Slowly let go of your strap. Bring your knee back down, your hand back down. You can start taking off your strap. So now what we did with one side, we're going to do with the other side. I don't think I'm going to strap my ankle around. I'm going to see if I can just try to do it without the strap. I feel like the strap was making me more like, But anyways, so we're going to extend our left leg out. Extend our right arm out this time. And just being mindful of how much weight you're putting on each side. Try to balance it out. Picking up your left leg, finding your bottom, like bending it, and then your right arm reaching out, like so. Again, if we can just try to find our ankle. Maybe I should have used the strap. Breathing in and breathing. Slowly let go of your left ankle. Bring your left knee down. Your right hand down. Just shake it off a little bit. Whew. That really shook me up a little bit. All right. So what we did was a half bow. Now we're gonna go back to our tabletop and then slowly bring our hips all the way up to the sky into our first downward dog. Like so. And if your downward dog is still like a little stiff, that's totally okay. You can just start walking your dog, making sure that all your weight is not just put on your wrists, making sure your weight is put on, you know, your legs, all that stuff, all that good stuff. So we're just gonna walk our dog. Inhale and exhale. Now we're gonna walk up towards the mat. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And we're gonna go into our forward fold. And again, as a reminder, if you need to bend your knees, feel free. So we're just gonna go, I'm gonna bend my knees, forward fold, like so. Oh, and that feels amazing in my upper back. I'm gonna move back a little bit so you can see me. We're gonna extend our arms all the way back up to the sky, do a nice beautiful back bend, and then exhale into mountain pose, like so. Beautifully done. And now we're on mountain pose. We're gonna, let me see if I can, I'm gonna try to move maybe here. Okay. So going into mountain pose. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our right leg out, going forward, and then having our back leg, our left leg, all the way back. And we're gonna raise our arms into our first warrior. So bend the knee a little bit. If you can't bend all the way, it's totally fine. And then we're gonna exhale, straining out our leg beautifully. And then inhale our arms to our sides. Beautifully done. So now we're gonna do triangle. So we're gonna lean forward, 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 like so. And then slowly bring our arm back down onto our ankle, our right ankle. But if this is too much for you, feel free to bring books or blocks and then place your hand right over here, making sure the block is inside the right foot. And then having your hand out like so. And then just looking up at the sky, breathing in and out. Beautifully done. Now coming back out, turning over. I think I need another block. I'm gonna turn your foot kind of directing that way. We're gonna inhale our arms up, bring our arms back down. Inhale. And exhale. Kind of like so. Inhale, like halfway lift with your pyramid pose. Exhale. Beautifully done. Now that we're on this pose, I'm going to start bending my right knee, and then my left knee will follow, bending behind me, going down back to the ground. So my right knee is bended, my left knee is on the ground, and we're gonna pull forward, inhaling our arms out into crescent lunge, like so. Make sure your chest is out, embracing the sky or the ceiling above you. And just take a few breaths here. Beautifully done. Exhale back down. Lift your left knee up into a low lunge. Beautifully done. Now we're gonna step our right foot back into our downward facing dog. Again, we're gonna repeat it on the other side. So now that we did our right side, we'll be doing our left side. So we're gonna breathe in and out. 2 more breaths here. Now slowly begin to walk yourself all the way in the top of the mountain, the mat. If it's in your practice, feel free to jump. If it's not, just walk up, which is totally okay. We're gonna do a forward fold. So halfway lift, forward fold. Bend your knees if you need to. This feels amazing. My upper body. Bringing our arms all the way back up to the sky. Doing a beautiful bend. Exhaling, arms next to our sides into mountain pose. Now, like I said, we started off with our right. Now we're gonna go on to our left. So, step our left knee out, or left leg out, and step your right leg all the way back. Kind of like begin to bend your knee. As for your foot, kind of like have it directing that way. So like my knee's bent, and instead of like my leg being like kind of like on the surfboard, I'm sort of like slightly tilted a little bit, going towards that way. Beautifully. Have our arms back up to the sky, and we're strong warriors. Warrior 1. In like my previous videos, like I mentioned like affirmations, and I also teach kids yoga. So every time I go into a warrior pose, we would say like an affirmation, like saying I am strong or I am brave. Just wanted to share that with you. All right, moving on into our warrior 1. We're gonna kind of go into like another warrior 2, but we're going to stretch our leg out like nice and straight, and we're gonna go into our pyramid pose. So we're gonna lean towards, go forward, and then, but as a reminder, like our left leg needs to be straight. Forward, and then down we go. I'm gonna use a block because blocks are helpful. And then bring your arm all the way up to the side. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautifully done. Now we're going to turn into center. Turn our back toes also into center, like so. I don't know if you saw me, like that. There you go. I'm going to use my blocks to go into my no, not my pyramid pose. So we're gonna make sure our leg is nice and straight. We're gonna inhale and exhale all the way down to your left leg. And again, blocks are super useful. If you don't have blocks, you can use books. Try not to get your shoulders going into your ears. See, I'm noticing that, so I want to make sure my chest is popping out. Beautiful. Now begin to bend your left knee and slowly bring your right left knee bending and your right knee to the ground. Beautifully. Untuck those those right toes behind you. And I'm going to move my blocks because I'm not going to need them now. And we're going to go into crescent moon. Crescent lunge. Lunge. Bring our arms all the way up, 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 up. Beautifully. So I'm kind of recovering from my knee. So I already felt like a pinch. So I'm not going to do that side right now. I'm going to move on. So just take a few breaths here. Let's just do 2 breaths. Like in and out. Breathing in and out. Beautiful. Begin to raise your right knee off the ground into a low lunge. Beautifully done. Sit, hold this pose for like 5 breaths here. Beautiful. We're going to step back into plank. I'm just going to move my laptop down over here. Okay. All right. So we were on what's this side? We're on a low lunge. We're going to bring our left foot back to our right foot into a strong plank. And we're going to breathe here for 5. We're going to do a countdown to go on our bellies. So 5, 4, 3. If you need to go on your knees, feel free. 2 and 1 on your stomach or on your belly. Make sure your hands are like underneath your shoulders, like so. And then inhale into cobra. Beautifully done. Nice. And then we're going to exhale all the way back onto your bottoms. Into child's pose. And we're just going to take a few breaths here. Inhale. I'm going to activate my child's pose. So I'm going to have my fingertips up. Fingers up like so. Take a few breaths here. Beautiful. Going back into tabletop position and then finding a easy seat. Awesome. All right. So what flow we just did was a full body like flexibility flow. I just want to take a moment. I'm like a little out of breath. So yeah, that was a full body flexibility flow with a dynamic warm up flow. And to seal the practice, we're ready to go straight to Shavasana. But before we go to Shavasana, we want to let's just go straight to Shavasana. Let's go straight to Shavasana. You're gonna slowly extend our legs out, and then slowly come down to the ground. Leaving your legs out. Just fall wherever they may fall. Hands, everything. Just flop down. Ready to do 5 breaths here. Begin to close your eyes. If you don't want to have your eyes closed, they can be slightly open or open if you like. So many options, variations of things. Inhale and exhaling. Begin to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Stretch your arms all the way behind you, giving you a nice morning stretch. Stretch your fingers, your legs. If you want to wiggle a little bit, you can. Bring your knees to your chest and give yourself a big hug. And then drop your knees wherever. I'm going to drop my knees to the left side. Wherever they need to go. Make use your arms as a pillow. Breathing in and breathing out. Begin to lift yourself off the ground. and come into a seated position. Bring your hands together, hands to touch, into prayer. Bow down. Find your third eye, thanking yourself for coming in, to being part of this practice, and for me to lead, to guide you into our practice together. Namaste.